In a town where silence hides secrets, one mother refuses to forget. After losing her daughter in a fire, Maya Chisholm 5 years ago, Maya Chisholm was a name that lit up newsrooms. A bold journalist, a fearless truth teller, a mother, but in a single brutal night, everything changed. A fire tore through her home. And with it, it took Zara Chisholm, her 9-year-old daughter, gone in flames, gone in silence. Or so the world believed. The official report claimed it was an accidental blaze, but Maya knew better. Something never sat right. The inconsistencies, the gaps, the silence that followed. Grief swallowed her whole. She lost her voice, her will, and for 5 years, she drifted until she found herself in a quiet coastal town, hoping to heal, hoping to forget. But healing has a cruel way of pulling the past right back to you. One foggy morning, on a lonely street corner, Maya saw her, a girl. Zara's face, Zara's eyes, and even the same scar, just above the brow. But before she could reach her, the girl disappeared. Was it grief playing tricks? Or was Zara alive? Maya tried to ignore it. She told herself it was impossible. But the heart of a mother, it remembers what the world forgets. And hers wouldn't rest. She dropped her bag, touched a silver locket around her neck. Inside, a photo of Zara, mid-laugh, and an obituary printed in ash-stained ink. Zara Chisholm, age 9. Gone too soon. But what if not gone at all? Maya started asking questions. Why were the townsfolk so cold? Why did they change the subject when she spoke of the fire? And why was there a man watching her house each night from the edge of the forest, silent, unmoving? As she peeled back layers of this seemingly peaceful town, Maya uncovered a nightmare. Children with no birth records, adoptions that never happened, and names wiped from history. Her instincts screamed. Zara's death wasn't an accident. Someone stole her child, and someone is determined to bury the truth again. But this time, Maya won't let the flames win, even if it costs her everything, because a mother never stops searching, and secrets this dark never stay hidden forever. Maya standing at the edge of a cliff, wind blowing through her hair, eyes fixed on the sea. Voiceover fades with heartbeat sounds. Some truths must be exhumed, no matter how deep they were buried. Maya's search wasn't easy. Each door she knocked on opened with hesitation and closed with fear. The townspeople weren't just avoiding her, they were hiding something. A shopkeeper looked down when she asked about the fire. The librarian suddenly lost the archives from that year, and the local priest, trembling, warned her to stop digging for her soul's sake. But Maya was done being silent. She began connecting the dots. Old newspaper clippings, school registers with missing names, and whispers of a secret home just beyond the woods, a place that once housed unwanted children. But no one dared to speak of it now. And then, she saw the girl again, this time near the edge of a crumbling, abandoned chapel. Same brown skin, same hesitant smile. And when Maya called out, the girl paused, as if she knew that voice. As if something inside her stirred. And then she ran. Maya chased her, heart pounding, lungs burning. But she was too late. Again, gone into the woods. Still, she knew now it wasn't just hope or hallucination. That child was Zara. But who had taken her? And why? The deeper Maya went, the more sinister the truth became. She discovered files, dozens of them hidden in a locked room beneath the old town hall. Photos of children. Some crossed out, some marked, reassigned. And among them, a picture of Zara, not burnt, not deceased, but tagged, relocated. A chilling realization struck Maya. Zara's death had been staged, and she wasn't the only one. This town, once praised for its peace, had been a front for something dark. An underground child trafficking ring, masked by a charity for lost children, operated by some of the town's most respected figures, protected by silence, hidden by fire. And Maya's digging had made her a target again. Threats came. A rock through her window, a message carved into her door, leave it buried. But Maya refused. She followed the clues to the very edge of the forest, where the man who'd been watching her lived. He wasn't just a ghost. He was once a guard at the secret home. He knew what happened. He knew who was behind it. And he had a photo Maya would never forget. Zara, holding a red teddy bear. Dated 3 months after the fire, Maya collapsed, weeping. Grief and hope now lived side by side inside her. But she had to move fast, because if she was getting close, they would try to silence her, just like they silenced others. The man whispered, "You're not the first mother who searched, but maybe you'll be the first who survives it." Maya didn't sleep that night. She sat by the window, the photo clenched in her hand. Zara alive after the fire. Same lopsided smile. Same red teddy bear they bought at the Lagos fair. Dated 3 months after her death. It shattered every truth she'd learned to live with, and it reignited her mission. In the ashes of one life, Maya discovered the embers of another, but to find her daughter, she must expose those who built their peace on buried screams. The question is, will she find the truth in time before it burns her too? The next morning, she returned to the chapel, the place where she saw the girl, but this time, she brought the locket. She left it at the altar, open. The photo of Zara smiling at the dust-covered crucifix, and beneath it, she left a note. "If you're her, I'm your mother." I never stopped looking. She waited an hour, 2, then footsteps. Behind her, light. Hesitant. She turned. The girl stood there, just beyond the doorway. Same eyes. Same scar. But there was fear in her body. Not the fear of strangers. The fear of punishment. Conditioned fear. "Zara," Maya whispered. The girl didn't answer, but her lip trembled. Her fingers curled tightly around the same red teddy bear. That's when Maya knew, but before she could step closer, a sharp whistle pierced the air. The girl's head snapped toward the woods. She ran, and Maya heard rustling, more footsteps. Heavier. Closer. They were watching. She bolted through the side door, heart pounding, sprinting through overgrown paths until she reached her car. She didn't stop, not even when headlights appeared behind her. She wasn't safe. She couldn't go back to the cottage, so she went to the only person who had dared tell her part of the truth. The man from the forest, the former guard. He let her in without a word. Maya slammed the door shut behind her and pulled down the blinds. "She's alive," she gasped. "She's scared. Someone has her." He nodded solemnly. "They always are. They're taught to forget. They're taught to run." "Who?" Maya's voice cracked. "Who's doing this?" He paused, then handed her a worn file, inside documents stamped by an NGO that didn't exist. Financial records, transfers, dozens of children, all placed in homes, most overseas, all tied back to the town's orphanage shut down 10 years ago. After a mysterious fire. They chose fires, the man said, because they erase things, and no one asks too many questions. Maya's fingers trembled as she read the names. Then she saw it. Zara Chisholm, age 9. Status: reassigned to Family C. Stockholm, passport issued 3 weeks after the fire. Signed by the town's former mayor. This wasn't just evil, it was systemic. And Maya knew, if she didn't act now, she'd lose her daughter again. But she wasn't alone anymore. The guard agreed to help. He had one last contact, a woman who once forged a relocation documents. If anyone could help find Zara, it was her. But they had to move fast, because the people who built this system had already sensed a storm. Maya stared at Zara's forged passport photo one last time. "I'm coming for you," she whispered, and this time, nothing would stop her. The next day, Maya drove 3 hours north, to a crumbling seaside motel. Room 6. That's where the forger stayed. The woman who once helped steal children like Zara from their families, and now lived in hiding. The door opened slowly. A woman in her 60s peered out, eyes sunken, hands trembling. She didn't speak, only stepped aside to let Maya in. Maya placed a file on the table, opened it, pointed to Zara's name. "You did this?" The woman swallowed. "I did what they made me do." "You gave her away." "I kept her alive." That sentence punched the air out of Maya's lungs. She wanted to scream, but she needed answers more than rage. The woman slid a folder toward her. Inside, a single form, transfer denied. It had Zara's name on it. I tried to stop it, the woman said, but someone higher up pushed it through. The mayor, the judge, even the local priest. Everyone was involved. Maya stared at the date on the document, 2 weeks after the fire. 2 weeks when she was burying Ash. Thinking it was her daughter, the forger looked away. The children were currency, for power, for loyalty. They weren't burned. They were relocated. Where's Zara now? Maya's voice broke. The woman hesitated, then whispered, she never left. What? She was placed. But it failed. The family sent her back. Too difficult, they said. Too many memories. So where is she? The woman looked toward the window, the chapel, the basement. It wasn't just an orphanage. It was where they kept the returns. Maya's stomach turned. That meant the girl she saw wasn't a ghost or a runaway. She was a prisoner, and Maya had to go back later. That night Mia returned to the chapel, this time with a flashlight and courage. Wrapped in desperation, she found the cellar door hidden beneath. A broken pew, padlocked, but old, rusted. She forced it open. The air was thick with damp rot and silence. Each step down was a memory. Zara's laughter, her bedtime stories, her last hug, and then voices. Children. She moved quietly. A hallway, cement walls, crude drawings on the sides, rainbows, houses, stick figures with sad eyes, then a door, light seeping through. Maya pushed it open. 5 children, all silent, all staring, and there in the corner Zara. Her eyes widened. She stood slowly, teddy bear clutched to her chest. Mama. That word broke Maya. She ran to her, dropped to her knees, held her like time had reversed. I found you, she cried. I found you. But the reunion was brief. Footsteps echoed above. Someone knew they were here. The escapemia grabbed Zara's hand. The other children followed. She couldn't leave them. They ran through a back tunnel, dark, narrow, but it led outside to the woods. Gunshots in the distance. They kept running. Maya didn't stop. Couldn't stop. She had her daughter back, and she wasn't losing her again. Maya. Days later, giving a statement to authorities. The town's secret exposed. The files handed over. Arrests made. But justice would be slow, and healing slower. Still, Zara sat beside her, quiet, wary, but safe. Maya touched her locket again. Now, 2 photos inside. Zara before the fire. Zara after it. Both real. Both hers. A mother's love digs deeper than graves, burns hotter than fire, and walks through hell until it finds the truth. Search proves that true love doesn't give up. Even when the world calls you crazy or hopeless, love holds on. It fights. It remembers. The end. Moral lesson. 1. A mother's love is relentless. Maya, the heart of a mother, remembers what the world forgets. 2. Grief doesn't mean weakness. Maya, break generations of silence. The story teaches that brokenness doesn't make you powerless. It makes you human. And from that pain, courage can rise. Grief can be fuel when justice has no voice. 3. Silence protects. Evil's town's secrets thrived because no one spoke up. This is a haunting reminder. When good people stay silent, darkness wins. Every unasked question is another brick in a wall of injustice. 4. Truth will always try to surface, no matter how deep it's buried. The truth echoes through photos, whispers, memories. It finds ways to be heard if someone is brave enough to listen. Even secrets wrapped in fire can burn forever. 5. Children are not currency. Story condemns systems that treat children as property, as business. It demands that we value every child as sacred, not as a problem to hide or a tool to exploit. Every child deserves protection, not silence. 6. Healing takes time. Healing starts when the lies are shattered, and when those who were lost are finally seen. Closure begins when truth steps out of the shadows. 7. 1. Voicekin didn't have power or allies, but she had her voice and she used it. She showed that one person's courage can unravel a web of lies and save lives. You don't need a crowd to speak the truth. You just need courage. Thanks for watching. Please support by subscribing to our channel as your little contribution to our growth. Drop a comment, like and share. This will help us improve. Bye for now. Mia's pain didn't paralyze her, it gave her purpose. But it starts with trust. Maya and Zara's reunion is just the beginning.